Our goal is to share how Ahsay delivers seamless, lossless protection and flexible recovery options, giving your organization complete peace of mind when it comes to safeguarding critical Google Workspace data. So, here's the rundown of what will be. Hello? Apologies about that. Am I audible? Can anyone please comment on our live chat box if I am now if I can now be heard? Hello. Good evening. Okay. Hi everyone, good evening, welcome. I am Larisse from Ahsay, and today we're excited to introduce how you can win more customers and expect less complaints with Ahsay's next generation backup module for Google Workspace. Before we dive in, we want to thank our valued partners who have joined us in today's session. Our goal is to share how Ahsay delivers seamless, lossless protection and flexible recovery options, giving your organization complete peace of mind when it comes to safeguarding critical Google Workspace data. So here's the rundown of what we'll be covering today. So first, the requirements needed to run a Google Workspace backup. Second, licensing and subscriptions. Third, the Google Workspace components we protect. Fourth, Ahsay's unique lossless backup technology. Fifth, navigating the Google Workspace backup and restore GUI. Sixth, restore options. Seventh, demonstrations. And finally, we'll close with a Q&A session. So let's get started. So to begin, here are the requirements needed for the Google Workspace backup. So first, you'll need to be running on Ahsay CBS version 10.1 or later. It is supported on Ahsay OBM, Ahsay ACB with a maximum of 2 Google Workspace users only, and on Ahsay CBS via run on server. If your partner is self-hosting Ahsay CBS backup servers and you're currently running on version 9, then you'll need to upgrade to version 10.1 or later to support Google Workspace. So if you need any clarifications on the requirements we covered for running a Google Workspace backup, or if something wasn't entirely clear, please feel free to drop them in the chat. So we'll try to address it during the Q&A session later on. So our Google Workspace licensing is designed to be flexible. So first, for our perpetual license partners, flexibility is key. So you can optimize and reallocate unused Microsoft 365 module quotas to Google Workspace customers. So our Google Workspace module is interchangeable with Microsoft 365 module. So if you don't have an existing Microsoft 365 module yet, you may reach out to our sales team for a quotation. Next, for our meter license and storage-based partners, enabling Google Workspace backup is straightforward. So you only need to upgrade your Ahsay CBS backup servers to version 10.1 or higher. The best part, no additional license purchases or extra payments are required. And lastly, for our Ahsay Managed Backup as a Service or AMBAS partners. So for our AMBAS partners, the process is much easier. You simply have to subscribe to the Microsoft 365/Google Workspace Backup Plan. So the pricing starts from just $1.80 per user account per month. So if you have already subscribed to the Microsoft 365 Backup Plan, whether monthly or annual, your plan will automatically be updated to include Google Workspace. So this means that you can start offering Google Workspace backups to your customers immediately. No additional payments are needed. So enabling Google Workspace for your customers is easy. So you just have to look for the Google Workspace backup module at the bottom left-hand side of the modules section, and enter the number of users allowed for each customer's account. So be reminded that Ahsay ACB's Google Workspace support is only limited to a maximum of 2 Google Workspace users per account, which is 1 user per Google Workspace backup set. So for further inquiries about Google Workspace licensing or maintenance, you can contact them through the email address shown on your screens. Alternatively, you may also reach to them via our website under Contact Us and select Sales Support. So Ahsay provides the most comprehensive protection for Google Workspace. So while many solutions only commonly cover Gmail, Drive, Calendar, and Contacts, Ahsay actually safeguards your entire Google Workspace environment. So from core apps to finer details, we ensure complete coverage so your business stays protected from getting compromised. So Ahsay actually covers Gmail, Drive, Share Drive, Contacts, Calendar, Tasks, Meet, and Chat. So that means every critical part of your collaboration and communication environment is ultimately safeguarded. But on top of that, the real game changer with Ahsay's Google Workspace backup solution is its lossless backup. So we don't just make copies, we preserve your Google Docs, sheets, slides, drawings, and forms exactly as they are. So no conversions, no exports, no compromises. Your files stay in their original format so you can restore them with absolute confidence. With Ahsay, it's different. Restored documents are identical to the original. So formatting, layout, and interactive features are all preserved. So what you restore, sorry, I wasn't able to proceed with the next slide. So what you restore looks and functions exactly as it did before backup. So other backup solutions actually rely on the export method, which actually compromises integrity. So features like graphs, charts, checklists, checkboxes, drop-downs, and even the interactive form fields are often lost. So that means what you restore is not the same as what you originally created. So if you need any clarification on the specific Google Workspace components we protect, or if any details need further explanation, please feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll try to address it in the Q&A session later. So without lossless backup, your documents don't come back the way they were created. So features are stripped, formatting is broken, and workflows are disrupted. So let's see what happens when restores are done without lossless backup. So when backups are based on exports, you don't just lose files. You actually lose functionality as well. So for example, for checklists, checklists stop working, charts disappear, word art and presentation turns plain, drop-downs flatten, forms turn static, and even sheets lose their interactivity. So what once kept your team moving smoothly becomes plain text and unusable files. So the real cost is not just lost data, it's actually broken workflows, wasted time, and reduced productivity. So now that we've seen how export-based backups can break functionality and disrupt workflows, let's look at the difference with Ahsay's lossless backup. So here, every Google Workspace file is restored exactly as it was created. No missing check boxes, no broken word arts on presentations, no missing charts. Drop-down menu remains interactive, no static forms, and even no formatting changes in Sheets. So your Google Workspace documents don't just come back the way they were created. So they are actually recovered fully functional, so your teams can continue working without any interruption. So should you require any clarifications on Ahsay's unique lossless backup technology, or if anything we covered needs further explanation, please feel free to add it to the chat and we'll try to address it during the Q&A session. So next, let's take a look at the Google Workspace Backup and Restore interface for both Ahsay OBM and Ahsay ACB. So we've designed the GUI to be simple, intuitive, and powerful. So whether you're backing up or restoring any Google Workspace data, everything can be done quickly and with just a few clicks. So let's walk through how it works starting from the backup GUI. So here, users can specifically select which data component to include in their backup set. So for Ahsay OBM's GUI, this is particularly applicable when backing up an entire organization. So beginning with which Google Workspace users to back up, then the data type from the selected users, whether it's Gmail, Drive, Calendar, Tasks, Contacts, Chat, or Meet, down to the shared drives where you may also select only specific folders. So the filter feature below is available from version 10.1.2, released on September 16, 2025. So for partners using 10.1.0, they will need to upgrade to version 10.1.2 to use it. So meanwhile, since Ahsay ACB limits backups to a single Google Workspace account per user, you no longer need to select a user for backup. However, you will also no longer be able to select a specific shared drive to backup. So next, applicable for both Ahsay OBM and Ahsay ACB, you actually have two storage options for Google Workspace backup. So the first is a standard destination such as Ahsay CBS and or local, which stores the export-based backups of your Google Workspace files. But beyond the standard destination, there's also something much more powerful, a special copy destination, which can be found below. So this is actually where we enable our unique lossless backup technology, ensuring your Google Workspace documents are preserved exactly as they were created. So from version 10.1.2.0 onwards, the Google Drive of the Google Workspace user account used for creating the backup is selected by default, but you can easily assign any Google account you prefer. Just take note that only Google Drive is supported and you cannot use other cloud service accounts. So you can even turn off export-based backups entirely by taking the checkbox for the option Disable Backup Google Workspace documents by export, ensuring that every version you restore is a true lossless copy of the original. Additionally, this optimizes storage usage and may improve backup performance. Moving on to the Restore GUI. So an additional setting needs to be configured. So users must select a document copy destination, whether to restore the Google Workspace documents from the normal destination or from the Google Drive for an exact copy of your documents. So to proceed, users would have to select what data to restore. So selecting a user will proceed to the selection of Google Workspace data components, while selecting shared drives will only display and allow you to restore files and folders from shared drives. You may easily select which Google Workspace components to restore, whether the whole data component or just specific files or data under the component. So next, this section provides various restore options for users. So first, the restore method is how the data will be restored. So restore to Google Workspace or save as an archive file, which is an offline restore process. Next, the restore location is the Google Workspace account where the data will be restored to. So original user, alternate user under the same organization, or another user from a different organization. So for Ahsay ACB, the options original user and alternate login account will only be available. And next, the option version history only applies when a Google Drive data is selected, including Google Workspace documents. So restore all versions or the latest version only. So if you need any clarifications on navigating the Google Workspace backup and restore interface, or if something wasn't clear, please feel free to drop it in the chat and we'll cover those points during the Q&A session. So now that we've seen the power of true lossless backup, let's turn our attention to the restore experience itself. So Ahsay doesn't just preserve your data, it makes getting it back intuitive and flexible. So let's take a closer look at the restore features built into the Google Workspace backup module. So as our interface is designed to make backup and recovery fast, simple, and flexible, you can restore data both online or offline depending on your needs, and even drill down with granular restore options to recover exactly what matters most. So two features really stand out. So we have the quick preview, which lets you instantly view the content of emails or chat messages without having to restore them first. And we also have the quick download, giving you the power to selectively restore just what you need. So whether it's a single email, an email or chat attachment, a drive or shared drive file, a chat conversation, or even meet recordings, chat transcripts, and call transcripts. So it's all about putting control and convenience right at your fingertips. So with Ahsay's Google Workspace Online Restore, expect a fast and flexible process. So you can actually recover data back to the original account, move it to another user within the same organization, or even restore it across organizations. So wherever your data needs to go, Ahsay makes it seamless. On the other hand, our offline restore gives you complete flexibility. So you can bring your Google Workspace items back to Drive or local destination as archive files, all converted into their usable formats. So emails restore as mbox, calendars as ICS, contacts as VCF, tasks and chats as HTML. So meanwhile, Google Meet data are restored as MP4 for call recordings, SVG for chat transcripts, and docs for call transcripts. So no matter what data you need, Ahsay makes sure it is not only protected but also restored in a format you can use right away. So now that we've covered the features, let's see them in action. So in our demonstrations, we'll walk through how to create a Google Workspace backup set and how easy it is to restore items when you need them. Okay, so if you have any questions about what you've covered in the presentation earlier or anything else related to the demonstration, please feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll try our best to address them during the Q&A session later on. So let's start by showing how to create Google Workspace backup set. So once logged into your Ahsay OBM or Ahsay ACB, select the backup set style, then click the plus sign. Rename the backup set. Then select the Google Workspace backup module. You have the option whether to backup an entire organization or a specific Google Workspace user only. For this, let's backup an entire organization, then click Test. You will be asked to provide an authorization from the admin account of the Google Workspace organization that you're trying to backup. click Authorize. Then log in using the admin credentials to proceed. For this, you just have to click Continue, then check the checkbox for Select All to provide all the necessary permissions needed by Ahsay Workspace Service Account Helper. Then click Continue again. So copy the authorization code, go back to Ahsay OBM, then paste it on the text field. Click OK. Ahsay OBM will test its access to the Google Workspace admin account. So this process usually takes between a few seconds up to 5 minutes depending on your internet connection speed. So once the test has been successful, click Continue to allow delegation of domain-wide authority in order to access all users' data in the organization. So click Continue. And the domain-wide delegation page from the admin console will be prompted. So go back to Ahsay OBM and look for the client ID. So users may actually add a new API client using the provided client ID. So here's the client ID, or look for an existing one. So for this, let's go back to the admin console and look for the client ID. Oops, sorry. Okay, so as we have an existing client ID, let's click Edit. This is to check and compare if all these open authorization scopes listed under this existing client ID match with all the listed open authorization scopes on Ahsay OBM. So after checking, comparing, and confirming, you may simply go back to Ahsay OBM and click Continue. So another round of tests will be conducted by Ahsay OBM. So once successful, you just have to click Next. Okay. So for the next step, you may now select the data components to backup. So starting with the selection of users. So for this, you may back up all the users in the organization or just select specific users. So although we only have 2 users under this organization, if you have multiple users in your organization, you may actually utilize some features to make the user selection easier and more efficient. So such as sorting by alphabetical order, or by user group, but you may also use the search field or filter the displayed users to show only users that are selected or the no longer available users. So after selecting a user, click OK. So proceed by selecting which data component owned by the selected users to backup. So by default, all data components are selected, but you may disable other selection and proceed to choose the data to backup. So for this demo, we'll select the drive, tasks, and contacts. So next, you may select all the share drives or select specific share drives, but you also have the option to exclude it from being backed up. And for this, we'll untick the checkbox for share drives for it to be excluded from being backed up. And lastly, Ahsay OBM's Google Workspace backup solution offers a unique feature that makes it easier to select exactly what you want to backup. So this is actually the backup filter, which can be found below right here. So let's toggle the button to turn on the backup filter and click the plus sign. So with the backup filter, you can actually quickly include or exclude specific users, share drives, or Gmail system labels. So all you need to do is choose whether to include, which will automatically exclude anything that doesn't match, or exclude and then select which specific data the filter should apply to. You can also match files or folders using simple patterns like starts with, contains, or ends with, and then select or and ends with, or even use a unique style regular expression. So for this demo, although we only have 2 users in this organization, let's include include users that starts with the letter U. So let's enter the letter U in the pattern text field and click the add button and click OK. So remember that, sorry, I'll just have to double check. Yeah. Okay. So remember that you can add multiple filters to fine-tune your backup set even further. And to check if the filter was properly applied, let's check the selected users. So here, only the user that starts with the letter U was selected. So let's click OK, then click Next to proceed. So select the switch to turn on schedule backup. So click the plus sign to add a schedule backup. And for this, let's set the schedule to a daily backup at 1800. And after setting up your preferred backup schedule, select OK, then Next. So for our destination, for the first destination, you may switch to concurrent to allow multiple destinations to run simultaneously and keep unlimited for the maximum concurrent backup destination. So, but to shorten the demo process, we'll proceed with sequential for the backup mode and use a single destination only. So take note that the copy destination will start the backup process only after the normal destination completely backs up. So regardless if concurrent is selected. So we'll walk through the copy destination after this. So click the plus sign, then proceed with local destination and click change. So let's select a directory. So after selecting a directory, click OK. So Ahsay OBM will also test its connection to the selected local directory. And moving on, users backing up data containing Google Workspace documents can use and add a special copy destination for the lossless backup, which may be found below. So we'll keep the default copy destination. Before proceeding, users may also consider disabling the backup of exported versions of their Google Workspace documents to save space by enabling this checkbox. So after configuring the settings as desired, click Next. So for encryption, let's keep the default setting, then click Next. So make sure to keep a copy of your encryption key before clicking Confirm. So otherwise, if you lose your encryption key, you will also this means that you will also lose your access to your backup data. So you may actually now proceed with a backup job by clicking Backup Now. Okay, so the backup job has started. So should you have any questions or clarifications regarding the process of creating Google Workspace backup set, please feel free to drop them in the live chat. So while we wait for this to finish, let's take a moment to briefly compare how Ahsay ACB Google Workspace support differs from Ahsay OBM. So, oops. So I have to move this, adjust. So with Ahsay ACB, as each account is limited to only 2 Google Workspace users, which is 1 per backup set, this simplifies the data selection process. So for this, you won't need to select a user, and you can no longer also select specific share drives. So after choosing your data, you may simply you may simply click next and you're good to go. So it's a similar process to Ahsay OBM, but with fewer steps due to the simpler data selection. So for this, we'll keep this the settings by default. So click next. And for the destination, let's select a destination and we'll keep it on default. For the copy destination, click next again, and we'll leave encryption on default. Click next. So that's actually how you can simply and easily create your Google Workspace backup set in Ahsay ACB. So for a more in-depth discussion on how to back up Google Workspace, you may visit our YouTube channel and check out our full tutorial. So as we have already presented how to create a Google Workspace backup set, let's now head on to restoring your Google Workspace data via online and offline restore process. Okay, so once logged into your Ahsay OBM or Ahsay ACB, select the restore tile. Then select a backup set. Then proceed to selecting a destination where to restore your data from. Since we have a local destination, it is recommended to use this destination to reduce recovery time compared to restoring files from the cloud. Proceed by selecting a document copy destination. As we will also be restoring some Google Workspace documents, we'll keep the default selection, which is Google Drive. Then proceed to checking the temporary directory and configure if needed. Then click next. As you would notice, you might notice a brief waiting time while Ahsay OBM connects to the Google Drive. So if you're using local destination, this step is quicker. So to proceed, select what to backup, a user account or a shared drive. So in this demo, let's select a user. So the option choose from files as of job is selected by default with the latest version of all the data displayed. But you may also select a particular version by clicking the drop-down menus next to it. So for this demo, let's restore the latest version. So in this first restore demo, which is an online restore, we'll restore a calendar item to another Google Workspace account within the same organization. So let's select the data. For large data sets, which often contain hundreds or even thousands of items per component like Google Calendar, you can actually make use of some advanced tools and options that Ahsay offers, which can help streamline your data restoration process, like the keyword quick search and the date range filter to further narrow down your results efficiently. So when using the date range filter, be sure to enter the dates in day, month, year format to display only the relevant data. So for this, we'll enter the date starting from the 2nd of April of year 2025 until the 31st of May for year 2025. Then click show to apply the filter. So as you can see, only the only data ranging between the entered dates will be displayed. So to further narrow down your results, as you can see, there are still plenty of data. So to further narrow down the results, you may combine this with the keyword quick search. So you just have to enter any keyword from the data that you're looking for. So let's click show again. And after filtering, select the data you intend to restore. So to confirm that this selected data does not exist on the alternate user, let's open the alternate user's calendar and check between the date range we selected earlier. So starting from the 2nd of April of year 2025, so there, still no calendar event, until the 31st of May of year 2025. So still no calendar event, any calendar event, okay. So let's go back after checking and confirming that the selected data does not exist. Let's go back to Ahsay OBM and click Next to proceed. So keep restore items to Google Workspace selected for the restore method. Then select alternate user and configure the advanced option as desired. Then click Next. So now let's select an alternate user to proceed with the restore job. So, all right, as you can see, the restore process has just begun. So this may take a little time depending on a few factors like your internet connection speed as well as the size of the data we're restoring. So after a successful restore job, let's open the alternate user's calendar again to check if the selected data has been successfully recovered. So there. Here's the calendar event that we have selected earlier to be restored to this alternate user's calendar. So now let's proceed to the offline restore. So offline restore gives you the flexibility to recover your Google Workspace data. So other tools such as, apart from the keyword quick search and the date range filters, there are also other advanced tools and options such as quick preview and quick download, which may help you make your Google Workspace data recovery more efficient. So first, let's select a chat data to restore, particularly this one conversation right here. So quick preview can be used in this component as well as to Gmail, which allows users to directly view the chat conversation and mail content without needing to restore the actual components. So quick download is also available for chat, allowing users to selectively download specific attachments within a conversation without being required to recover the whole conversation. You just have to open the shared files or shared media tab and simply click on the quick download icon right here. So this feature, the quick download, can also be used on the actual chat conversation. So you just also have to click on this quick download icon right here. So this feature, the quick download, may also be used not only in chat, but for mails and mail attachments, files from Drive or Shared Drive, as well as Google Meet recordings, chat transcripts, and call transcripts. So to proceed, click Next. Then keep Save Archive Files to a destination selected. So remember that chat and Meet cannot be restored to Google Workspace directly. So a warning message like this will be displayed once you try to restore chat and Meet to Google Workspace directly. So a note will be displayed as well when you're saving archive files to a destination. A note will be displayed that the selected data will be exported to its respective format. So for chat, this will be converted into an HTML file once restored to the local destination. So for this, keep local selected for the restore location and configure the advanced option as desired. So click Next. Click Next. So browse to select a local destination where to restore your data to. For this, let's select this folder. So after selecting a local directory, click Restore. So as the offline restore is underway, everything is being converted and restored efficiently. So the chat data is now being converted into an HTML file. So it's all set for easy access. So once restore is successful, open the selected local destination to confirm if the selected data was recovered. So let's open the Google Workspace folder, and you will see the subfolder named after the component. For this, we have the chats, and inside the subfolder chats, is the HTML file of the chat data. So let's double click on the chat HTML file. And here we can now fully view the chat data. So filter by date range, select conversations, as well as view attachments, which you may also directly download from here. So there. So now let's go back to Ahsay OBM and try to restore some Google Workspace documents locally. So select the data, and let's first select the data to restore. And click Next. Okay. So for this, select Save Archive Files to a destination for the restore method, and another same as shown previously. There will be a note. A note will be displayed informing you that the selected data will be converted into its respective formats. So for Google Workspace documents such as docs, sheets, and slides, it will be converted to Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So keep local selected for the restore location, then restore latest version only. So configure the setting as desired. Then click Next. So Ahsay OBM automatically selects the previous local destination used if a recent restore job was executed. So configure as desired, but for this, we'll proceed by default. Then click Restore. Okay, so we just have to wait for a while until the restore gets completed successfully. So the total time for the restore process will still depend on the size of the data we're restoring and the speed of the internet connection. So after a successful restore, let's go back to the local destination and open the user's subfolder. So here's the user's subfolder, and proceed with the subfolder named after the user. So another subfolder will be displayed named after the data component. For this data component that we have selected to be restored. So for this, we have Drive, which contains all the 3 Google Workspace documents we have restored. So all in its respective formats, which we can actually directly open through Microsoft Word, Sheets, and as well as PowerPoint. So there. So if you need for further for more in-depth discussion on how to restore your Google Workspace data, you may actually feel free to visit our official YouTube channel and check out our full tutorial. Hi everyone. Okay, so it has come to our attention that the audio quality changes when we switch to the scene. We would like to sincerely apologize for the unexpected technical difficulties that have occurred. Thank you very much for bearing with us. So now that we just walked through the demonstrations, we humbly hope you can see the immediate impact this can have on your operations. So it's clear how Ahsay's Google Workspace backup solution can streamline your workflow and make a real difference for you and your clients. To give you a deeper perspective on how this fits into the larger strategy, we'll now share a brief video which highlights the broader vision and the tangible value we deliver to businesses like yours. So once the video is finished, we'll open the floor to any questions you may have.
Win customers, less complaints. Ahsay backup software will always give you the original Google Workspace document.
Other backup solutions will give you an incomplete copy.
With Ahsay, your charts and graphs will retain their neat labels, legends, numbers, and percentages.
With other backup solutions, you end up with misaligned labels, legends, missing numbers, and percentages.
With Ahsay, your world charts are fully interactive.
With other backup solutions, they end up broken and no longer visible.
With Ahsay, your documents are perfectly formatted, containing different sets of checkboxes which are unselected and selected.
With other backup solutions, unselected checkboxes become bullet points. Selected checkboxes disappear completely.
With Ahsay, your drawings will retain the live format, so they are always updatable.
With other backup solutions, they end up as static images, not editable.
With Ahsay, your forms will retain its live format, configurable, interactive, and ready to capture user input.
With other backup solutions, they end up as basic HTML files, no longer interactive, not able to capture user input.
With Ahsay, your Google Sheets checkboxes fully functional.
With other backup solutions, they end up as text fields containing true or false.
With Ahsay, your Smart Chips calendar is configurable, contact entries are updatable, drop-down boxes are customizable.
With other backup solutions, then end up as a simple text list of dates, a list of hypertext links, or static drop-down boxes.
Choose Ahsay Lossless Backup to secure your Google Workspace data and workflows, all at an unbeatable price. For details, visit us at www.ahsay.com.
Okay, so that wraps up our walkthrough of Ahsay's newest Google Workspace backup solution, from setup to lossless protection to flexible restore options. Now I'd like to hear from you. This is your chance to ask questions, explore specific scenarios, and see how Ahsay can fit your customers' needs. So, due to time limitations, we might not be able to accommodate all questions, but rest assured that we'll do our best to answer any questions. So feel free to type in any of your clarifications on the chat box, and I'll do my best to answer any questions within my scope. So for any inquiries outside of that, such as specific product details or account-related questions, you may need to reach out to our support or sales team, who will be happy to assist you further. So I think we already have a few questions. So let's see. Okay, so we have a question from Jonathan. Are there any limitations when backing up Google Workspace accounts with a large number of users and high data volume? So Jonathan, that's actually a nice question. The answer to that is no. There are no limitations on backing up a large number of accounts as long as the machine has sufficient resources such as the memory. Okay, we also have another question from Yuri. Can I use the plugin to back up directly to Google Cloud, or I need to install the backup agent on the client's device? So Yuri, there is no plugin required. You'll need to install OBM on any device. As long as you have access to the client's Google account, you can back up the data to any destination. Or you may also configure the backup set in CBS via Run on Server Backup. So for our other participants, you may also have your questions or any clarifications regarding all the information that we have presented earlier. Please do not hesitate to jot them down on our live chat box. Any more questions? Our other participants, you might still have any clarifications. We'll try our best to answer your questions. Or you may have a specific scenario. Does our other participant have any other questions? Pending questions? Okay, Jonathan, we know that Google Workspace data has versioning prior to backup. Can Ahsay OBM capture these versions retroactively? So, Jonathan, that's actually a great question, but unfortunately, that's actually a bit out of my scope. I recommend you reaching out to our support team. I believe they're the best resource for this one. But for your question, Jonathan, we'll get back to you at that. For our other participants, you may still have any clarifications, or Yuri, you might also have another question regarding any scenarios you may have. Our other participants might still have clarifications regarding any part of the presentation that we have presented earlier. Please feel free to drop them down on our live chat box. No worries, Jonathan. we're still accepting questions for this one. So to our participants, please feel free to jot down your questions or clarifications, and we'll try our best to answer those questions. Okay, so going back to your question, Jonathan, unfortunately, I think it would really be best to reach out to our support team regarding that. I'm sure that they'll be happy to assist you, and they'll be able to provide you with accurate and up-to-date details on that matter. Okay, so no more other questions from our participants. Okay, thank you very much for all your great questions and for being so engaged throughout today's session. We really value your time and participation, and we want to make sure you leave with all the resources you need to move forward confidently. So for any of your questions or any clarifications, if you still have, you may feel free to contact our teams, our support and sales teams, and we'll ensure you have everything you need to get started. So once again, thank you very much for joining us today. We truly appreciate your interest, and we look forward to supporting you further. So have a wonderful rest of your evening.